Hello everyone and welcome to another Division 2 video. Today we are doing another playing Every Division and we're going to do this with Ryhmä Raappana, a division that I wanted to cover for quite a while now, and I thought that finally it is a time to do so. It is a fun one, but a very special one. Now, as with the last game, this is a friendly practice game and not an actual quick play game, and I think it's going to stay like that because it's just easier to find good games that way. That guarantee a little bit of fun and a good length. And now, especially with this division, because there are so many attempts that you might have to do with this division, and that way you actually are guaranteed to land on a map that is decent, which is Cell in this case. I have counterpicked this against 6th Airborne. I don't think it is actually a very good counter, but I just wanted to play it for the video. And, I don't think we need to play all of these division in there except best matchup. I just want to, have at least a chance with them. Now, this is not 100% the way I would build it for quick play. I'm going to be honest. One thing I would probably not take is the Rayakari. You have plenty of CQC anyway. It is a hybrid unit, which is cool, but you also have plenty of other stuff in Recon Tab as well. I would probably take more AT, and I'm going to get to what I would take in a second. I don't think it is needed in this specific matchup, although maybe we're going to actually switch it out. And then we're either going to take more of those, or we're just going to take Lati instead. I think having those is actually a good idea. So we're going to do it that way. But yeah, so in the Recon Tab, I probably would leave things as they are. If I need more points somehow, I'll probably take out the CC They are okay. They have radio and command and everything. And, force swarmies are already pretty decent in the woods. But I think there are better options. Or there might be things that you more desperately need, let's put it at that. And the CC and the Tarkan Puyo I would 100% take. I would take the Tarkan Puyo in A phase. They are just so strong and they come in a fast transport, so they give you a little bit of that speed that you desperately need. Yes, having more in B phase is nice, but the CC are also great. You can take those at that point. So there is that. Now, infantry tab, so one thing that I do like to do in this specific matchup that I would probably not do otherwise is I take 2 cards of Leitorjunta. These are pretty nice, I think, in my opinion. I love to have these 15-point grenade spammers, and you can really overwhelm, I think, 6 a little bit with that. And they're nice because the Latis are in A phase. I like to have 1 card. I think it's actually really valuable in A phase. After that point, maybe not so much, but can still be useful. You could definitely take these guys. They are not, with 5 man, they are really weak. But 2 flamers, 3 swarmies, 20 points can still be quite overwhelming. So in A phase, I can kind of see that. Alternatively, you could just take more Yakari. I think there are some, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. You could have. Now, you have the choice. Actually, maybe I've done this the wrong way. Hold on, let me double check. No, the Ratsuvaki are the one that are chunky. The machine gun is a little bit worse, but not all that much, if we're going to be honest. It has more accuracy too, so I would go for the chunky unit. This is what I like to do. I also have shock, so they're 5 points more expensive, but I think that's worth it. But yeah, I think in A phase with this division, having these guys to spam around can be worth it, so I would do that probably. And then leader, of course. Yeah, B phase some more Iakari and Ratsuvaki. I think that's going to do it. Then the same thing in C phase, in my opinion, is a good way to go. You could also, take a little bit out of A phase. I think A phase is quite filled out. You could also take the Leitorjunta out and put something else in B phase, for example. I would not be wrong in my opinion either. You can take more range if you want, but this is not really the strength of this division to begin with. Tank tab, you take this, the only thing you have. Support tab, there's definitely some options. I think taking this in if you have more of this transport is definitely reasonable because you have the 15-meter range. I just decided not to do it in this matchup. You could also take more of the machine guns in B phase to kind of fill out the much needed range. I would definitely, so the ammo is a must-have, and the I think the 50mm mortar, at least for range engagements, can help a lot. You would probably in a regular game also take supplies in the artillery tab. Here I don't, so this is gonna have to do. I could be a little bit lacking, but we're gonna have to wait and see. AT tab, I think Lati in A phase is a must-take. This thing is absolutely fantastic, can kill so many things. You take it in the Kubel, you want to have it in the fast transport, you can't take it in the bike, fortunate. Then Tanki Dorjunta. are just very chunky, so they have some more survivability compared to the Pansari Kauhu. So you want to take those. And yeah, just take one card in A and B phase because you really need it with this division. Now, the one thing that I will probably change for quick plays, I'll probably take these guys because it needs some more ranged AT than just a pack 38. So I'll probably take another card of these in A phase or maybe even in B phase, or you can, no, this is A phase locked. So yeah, I will probably take some more of these in B phase. This is just how I do it for this specific matchup because I know that I'm mostly going to be fighting Tetrarchs. And then the AA tab, this is also how we do it. You could, if you for some reason really have 3 slot points left and you want to spend them somehow, and you think you need more AA, you can definitely take this. I think for 35 point now, it's okay. But you have to reckon in. I would double that. This thing absolutely shreds. You can also spam it, but you have one more. I think the double vet here is really worth it. And then the Bofus for some range and more durability in B phase. Artillery tab. So here we have some options, but honestly, this thing is actually quite good in A phase, in my opinion. Instead of a mortar, you have a fast rate of fire, you have decent damage, everything, so that's, in my opinion, a very solid choice. And then the leader. Usually I don't take artillery leaders anymore, but you can really buff up this artillery quite nicely and give it radio, so I think this is actually worth it. And then this thing in C phase. Would I double vet everything if this was a quick play game where you have probably a long RT war? Probably not, but I think for tournament game it makes tournament games. We have tournament rules. That's what I want to say. For a tournament rules game with 50-minute time limit, I would use that. And then the airship, there's a lot of options that you can do. For a regular game, I would definitely take both of the P2 cards here. They are not needed in my opinion because I'm up against a lot of Tetrarchs. I think the Blenheim in A phase is a great plane. Fast, decent bomb loadout. Only medium resilience. Not very good, but that's gonna have to do. And some Ju-88s. I will probably not take this. I do want to have something that can do bombing and also intercept planes if necessary, although that loadout is kind of bad. And then you also have some different recon options. Now this thing, if you have room for it, I think can be quite fun because it is relatively cheap and can be still very annoying to deal with, so that can be a worthwhile investment. But for a quick play, I would probably just take the P2 instead, and have some other options available. But yeah, this is my loadout. My plan here is to really spam in A phase and kind of hold the line with that, because he is playing Vanguard, of course, and then push back with artillery and things like that. That's kind of my long-term game plan here, and survive the air spam, which is not going to be super easy. But yeah, I think that's about it. And here we are on Cell. Unfortunately, I'm on the bad side, which is going to be a problem because this is Vanguard, so you can easily grab these 3 flags right at the start. I'm a slow division on top of that. I'd even be able to rush into this one. So that's going to be a rough one. That might be a fast one. I think with Ryhmä Raappana on the bad side of this map, this is going to be a tough game. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. So I like to have my recon planes. I actually didn't check out his division at all. I know some things, I don't know everything. For example, if he has recon planes. Yeah, would have been good to know, but it's okay. So we're gonna play this more like a quick play game, I guess, because I don't know everything that he has. Some things I know from the top of my head, but and I build it, of course, my deck a little bit in, you know, with some things in mind for the matchup. So that's definitely, it's not like quick play, but we have some quick play aspects because I don't know all about all of the things that 6 Airborne actually gets to have. So what are we gonna do except for struggling? He doesn't have, I don't think he has stack. Oh, he might have the Daimler, or maybe not. Maybe he has the Daimler Lynchons. This much I know, but they only come in B phase. So is he actually gonna be able to rush me? We're still gonna rush forward some Lati because we might need it. So I don't think that this is actually gonna be. Don't think there's actually going to be a question about that at all. Now I am a little bit afraid that we might get rushed here, so I'm going to put down 2 Lattes right there. Yeah, I'm just gonna put lattes down everywhere as defense. And then we have to wait and see. He likes to rush. Like, this is Noizi's thing. He likes to rush one spot heavily. I personally don't really see the fun in that, but, you know, if you want to do that, then you can do that. But that means that I have to be prepared to get rushed, and I think lattes are a great defense for that case. I'm going to put them down back here. I don't want to go too aggressively. He has some decently fast transport, so that's something to keep in mind from on my side. You have to recomplain. I think that's good. Vekatin, we're not going to bring right at the start. We have one more latte left. I'm not really sure where to put that. I'm not going to sneak through the backlines. It's not a thing that I like to do. It's super cheesy, and I don't like that kind of cheese. These things would actually be useful, I think. I wonder if they're actually slower than the Tetrarch. I would not be surprised. I'm gonna be honest. I like to have them up here because I am somewhat afraid that he might try to intercept me here because I am slow, of course. I'm not going to be able to rush forward there super easily. No. What else do we need? What else do we need? Recon. Do we actually put Tarkampuya forward like right here? Might not be a bad play. Might not be a bad play. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. He's not going to be super armor heavy. I don't think. He can definitely use it. Not that he can't, but I don't think he's going to go super armor heavy. So this might be a smart choice then. I might actually bring another latte there defensively, just in case he tries to push through here with some armor. These guys should be able to stop that. Good. Good. Now I need to... Actually, up here would also be super useful. We can also just bring these guys over there. Now, this is the big problem here. All our transports are painfully slow. The good thing is, we can spam things around here. And we need to deploy very far back, actually. Another thing that I do want to do is put some Tarkam. Oh yeah. Up here. They can do recon, they can snipe things. This is all that I needed to do. This thing actually comes in a fast transport, so it might be worth to take this in up here instead of the... latte. We're gonna unload the latte over there and it's gonna have to walk forward. We're also gonna bring this guy over there. We're gonna bring some Aratsuvaki over there, a leader, some more Aratsuvaki. It's gonna have to do. And then over there on the left side, we're gonna spam Light Runtas. I should be able to take care of some CQC that might push in there and also help out against armor that might be pulling me over there. I mean, the problem is I can only basically really push for this flag, and I should be able to win that with my CQC power, I would think. Everything else is going to be difficult. Do we have... We have these machine guns in fast transports. Maxims. I want to have one here and then one over here. No. Hold on, where did you go? This one in here. Okay. So... I don't think we're actually going to try to put anything over there for the time being, or for the moment. What I do want to do is put some CC curve up in the church tower. I also wanna put one of these over here. Also just in case. And then we're gonna bring... Oh no, hold on. No, we can't actually stop much, so we're not gonna bring that there. I guess we're gonna have to wait and be flexible with our AT till we know where things are actually coming. We could also put the Lati. Oh yeah, this may be a good position over there. More defensive. Yeah, I think I like that more actually. Maybe just put it over here. Nah, this is gonna have to do. So I don't think it's gonna be super fast, although I'm also not gonna be super fast. So we're gonna have to wait and see. And then up here, I think, is where I'm actually gonna plan to do my real push. Hikari, Light Oriunta, and Ratsuvaki. And 2 50 mils for support. I'm gonna put all of them up here. And then when they arrive, we can kind of decide how things are looking. And for that exact reason, I think I'm actually going to put one of these forward over there. To just hold the ground here for a second. While the rest of my units are approaching. Is this still considered to be on the road? I hope so. And that leaves us 30 points. Can we invest them somehow in a meaningful way? Maybe an early Tanki Torjunta might not be the worst idea. Or some light Torjuntas like for these areas. I think we're just gonna take one of these guys and one of these. Put them both over here just to make sure they can't really push through anywhere. But yeah. This is so gonna suck, but I don't really know how else I do want to do this. So this is gonna have to do. I'm kind of hoping that the Hitoriunta might be able to deal with Tetrarchs. I haven't actually checked out their armor, so maybe Tetrarchs are actually quite a bit better armored than I expect them to be. The light Rondom might not necessarily pen it first shot, but it might pen it eventually, and that's all that I need. It's a fast rate of fire, so that could do. Maybe, you know, I should have taken more in B phase instead of the 45 mil. This was definitely a consideration. I'm not really sure if I showed it during the talking about the deck, but yeah, that was an idea. We can say ready when you are, because I am ready now. Whatever that means, this is going to be a shit show. This is going to be such a shit show. Good luck, have fun. And yeah, let's see where this leads us. This, as I said, this is going to be such a shit show. Holy moly. I might need to bring AA early on. Oh, didn't I bring this? Ooh. It's actually faster than my other things right there. And it's not on the road. Well done. Well done, Al. Actually, what I need to know is there a rush going to be here? Doesn't look like it. What is this? Is it armed? Probably. Then now it's too late anyway. It is. Oh, does he have a... what is it? Yeah, something. What I think. What I don't know now is there's a push here. And I'd love to know that. Now it's too late anyway. But that means we bring AA early on.
Eteenpäin vaan. Hyvä kuulon aika. Ohjeita.
Oh, he brought the mosquito in, not even recon. Not even recon.
Varokaa vihollista.
We're gonna load this further back, and then we're gonna bomb all of this with Blenheim, I guess. He brought the air landing. Interesting choice there.
Lähdetään. Sano vaan mitä tehdään.
I have to bring this up there then.
Valmiina hyökkäämään. Menkää.
Shouldn't be able to kill that
Olkaa valmiina.
head on. So if I turn...
Keskeytän tehtävän. Tarvitaan morfiinia. Miehet valmiina. Takaisin. Perkele, minuun osui. Turvat tukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita.
There we go. Bring one of these in.
Suojatkaa tynkkiä. Ryhmä valmiina, kessu. Lääkintämies.
I think these guys do have a Willy Pete. I'm down one flag, which is this one. Not surprising.
Aseet täysin valmiina. Selvä. Kuoli mokoma. Lääkintämies. Hei, kaupainen. Päälle pysähti. Perkele, minuun osui.
And we can bring some of these guys up here. The Vekatin should be able to shred that thing. There we go.
Ampukaa kaikkea, mikä liikkuu.
Okay.
Se
I'm gonna
palaa.
bring another Vekatin up here. And I think we might be able to try and push across here.
Rynnäkköön. Tankintorjujat valmiina.
And we just push these guys behind his lines. It's not something that I usually like to do, but, you know, I think considering that the matchup probably sucks for me, I do have the right to do that.
Ryhmä valmiina, kessu. Miehiä maassa.
I'm gonna bring some more Yakari in there. That can definitely help over there. Some early artillery
Perkele, minuun
on as
osui.
well.
Niin. Selvä, lähdetään vaan. Tarvitaan morfiinia.
Okay, we might be able to push over there. Love that.
Ei saatana, Väinö kaatui. Vartiokoossa.
And then we're gonna try and push back over there.
Miehet valmiina.
Nothing here, okay.
Vihollinen edessä. Turvat tukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita. Nyt jäi nalkkiin. Tarkistakaa ammuksen.
Oh shit.
Perääntykää.
That was actually not very good that the Rangu something pushed it there first, because now they're gonna get
Kaikki ulos.
shredded there.
Selvä hommako. Nyt tuli turvaa. Mikä olisi hyvä paikka? Lähdetään pojat. Varokaa
Okay, now we can bring some sissy here and here as well. That should definitely help there. This flag re-grabbed by him. That's okay.
Sano vaan mitä tehdään. Miten haluat?
We can bring some of these guys up here.
Oottekos kuulluna mainittava tuota korpua komiata taloa? Selvä. Varokaa vihollista. Aseen valmis. Nyt tuli turpaa. Asetutaan tähän. Nyt se jäi nalkkiin.
Do these have? No, they don't have.
Pommittaja Ole valmiina. Perääntykää. Kuuli mokoma.
Where do we bring the Blenheim?
Kuulolla. Nyt osui pahasti. Mitäs nyt? Ei kestetä enää. Takaisin, takaisin. Kuulolla.
Count the battery, that should do the trick there. And we are gonna bring some more tanks over here.
Panssari valmiina. Joka paikkaan tulee osumia. Selvä. Hyvin osui. Miten haluat? Kohde kello 12. Vihollinen edessä.
No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna hold back and resist. Oh, this is forced off. That's okay.
Lääkintämies. Tarvitaanko Iivanan kanssa apua? Mukavasti loimua.
And then we're gonna use this for
Ei saa jäädä tuleen makaamaan.
buff my AT. Something died. Oh, his thing died. Gonna put a leader there together with my
Selvä homma, kapu. Kuoli mokoma.
Gonna have to do some late defenses here, I feel like.
Kiväärit valmiina. Vihollisia. Mikäli pysy meiltä piilossa.
Maybe paras. I mean, these are quite nice now. Not gonna lie.
Lähellä kersantti. Tarvitaan uudet koordinaatit. Ei saatana. Päinä kaatui.
Can bring also some of these in here.
Kiväärit valmiina. Hyvin osui. Sano vaan mitä tehdään. Ei saatana. Päinä kaatui. Kuulolla. Auta pois täältä. Mihin mennään? Nyt varovasti. Tarvitaanko Iivanan kanssa apua? Auta pois täältä. Odotetaan kohteita. Tyhjentäkää
Oh, 12, love that. We are now in B phase, so this is not ideal.
Varokaa vihollista. Ei kestetä enää.
Back counter battery, sorry.
Mitä sais olla?
Good thing about these are not really like a real hybrid unit, but they're still kind of hybrid-y, and that makes it very, very hard. Gonna bring another Vacatin in. These things shred super hard. Gonna bring one of these in. With these actually, probably an overkill. Not probably, it is an overkill.
Mikäli ei pysy meiltä piilossa. Liian kova tulitus. Karjuneilija valmiita tehtävään. Ampukaa kaikkea, mikä liikkuu. Tulta päin.
Oh, I misclicked.
Odotetaan. Täysin selvä. Turvat tukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita. Perkele, minuun osui. Turvat tukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita. Nyt varovasti. Kuoli mokoma. Perkele, minuun osui.
Recon, we have more attack on Puya, so we should be using them.
Valmiina hyökkäämään. Perkele, minuun osui.
We can bomb that and then we're gonna be good.
Asia selvä. Mitäs tehdään? Ei saatana, Väinö kaatui. Vien perille asti.
We try to regrab that.
Onko siellä tuholaisohjelma? Kyllä, Kessu. Heti,
And
Kessu.
then we're gonna bring this guy over here. Together with another one of those.
Herra auta.
Nah, he might lose that now.
Kohta alkaa ilotulitukset.
Or he might not.
Tarvitaan morfiinia. Kyllä, herra kersantti.
Human wave tactics, the best tactics.
Puussa.
What's actually the armor on this now? Oh, I could check. 20. Yeah, so I can actually pen this with the Lati. Oh, I forgot that we have Cromwells in B phase. That's
Perääntykää. Turpaa tulee. Mihin mennään?
what's the penalty? 75, so they could potentially do it.
Jaat mars. Napakymppi. Lääkintämies. Miehet valmiina. Ei kestetä enää.
12-12 again. That's okay.
Nyt osui paas.
We are gonna be able to do this. We're gonna park this in here, and we're gonna park him in there. Both on.
Ei saatana, Väinö kaatui. Ei kestetä enää. Turvat tukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita. Jussi, pysy alhaalla.
Defensive fire over here. Defensive fire over here. Ammo.
Auta pois täältä.
Defensive fire over here. And air spam.
Kele, minuun osui. Pommittaja valmiina.
The one thing that this division can do exceptionally well.
Mitään ei jää jäljelle tästä.
He just blind bombed it.
Antaa kuulua.
Fortunately for me, I got more sissy.
Pysy alhaalla. Vielä yksi. Valmiina lentoon.
And after that,
Jussi, pysy alhaalla.
go and...
Olkaa edessä. Olkaa valmiina.
didn't I tell you at some points to please...
Kohta perillä. Ei kestetä enää.
Well, you can all pull back, please. 12-12, okay. Not that big of a deal. Not a biggie.
Perkele, minuun osui. Kiväärit valmiina.
Got some more Aratsovaki over there. Can get some more of these over here.
Tykistä valmiina. Bolsevikkejä. Lääkintämies. Tarkistakaa ammukset. Tankin tuhoajat valmiina. Perkele, minuun osui. Pistetään kasaan ja peräännytään. Mitäs tarvit, Kessu?
How are we on HE shell? Not good yet.
Tankin torjujat valmiina. Hyökätään.
Oh no, he actually shoots first. You gotta be kidding me.
Tarkistakaa ammukset. Kuolema taivaalta. Auta pois täältä.
And for some more tank spam. Let's go.
Varakaa, vihollisia lähellä.
This is an easy fix here.
Auta pois täältä. Jussi, pysy alhaalla.
We're gonna get some more of the sissy because these guys are just absolutely fantastic. Kari can push into there. Might be able to just re-grab ground with root force tactics here. That might just work. But 100% sure. but he could. Oh, you need to go back, please.
Vihollinen edessä. Tämä kone tappaa ne.
That's good. We're back to 12-12.
Turvattukkoja, kuunnelkaa ohjeita.
Oh, your car gets double teamed by 2 Canadian paras. Well, that's not good.
Tykistä valmiina. Maanut odottaa, herra kersantti. Valmiina paskomaan tankkiin.
Oh, Lati for the win. Look at this thing go. I think I'm gonna wait for one of these and then it's probably time to try and... This thing out of ammo? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're gonna bring him over here.
Te piiritätte, me tuotaan.
We can go after that, please.
Tekää kaikki. Ohjeita.
One thing that I do not get is why is he spamming...
Pistä paloiksi vain.
Why is he spamming
Vihollinen kello 3. Napa 10.
why is he spamming mosquitoes? They are objectively worse. Oh, he's gonna get a kill here.
Joka paikkaan tulee.
That's actually really bad. I only have 2 of those.
Ammukset loppui. Selvä homma. Pistimet kiinni. Palaa kuin juhannuskokko. Valmiina lentoon. Takaisin, takaisin. Tykistä valmiina. Don't shoot! Mitä haluatte? Kyllä, herra kersantti.
Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Do these have AT? Yes.
Varovasti nyt. Seisoi maaliin.
Oh my god, he killed the Cropwell! Oh my god, look at this thing go.
Vielä yksi. Ei näin kaukaa ylety vielä. Olkaa varuillanne. Miehet valmiina. Ohjeita.
Alright, let's see, what can we do with this thing?
Helppoja maaleja.
We're gonna wait for another one of these. Then we might be able to do
Ei kestetä enää.
some good pressure right there.
Suvekin on saavuttu. Tarkistakaa ammukset. Ei kestetä enää. Ihana hoidat. Ratsuväki on saapunut.
Gonna put him on fire at will, gonna put him at fire at will. Oh, he's already on fire at will.
No aino ajan. Ei saatana. Väinö kaatui.
Well, wait, where was that blood going?
Vain kohde. Mitään ei jää jäljelle tästä.
Looks like he's
Valmiina.
gathering a major force there.
Jussi, pysy alhaalla. Kuoli viimein.
Where's the Ju-88?
Helppoja maaleja. Valmiina hyökkäämään. Pitäkää väliin. Ai kuri. Hitto, ammukset loppui. Mukavasti lujit.
Love the Vector tin, this thing is absolutely fantastic.
Valmiina. Täysosuma.
Okay, I think this thing is bugged out.
Kyllä, herra kersantti.
And that really sucks.
Mikä on käskynyt, herra kersantti?
Alright, we're gonna do wave tactics once again. I forgot that we have tons of these actually. So we're gonna put them down defensively now.
Sano vaan mitä tehdään.
We also can bring some Yagari over here.
Nyt se jäi nalkkiin. Kessu. Mitään ei jää
You
jäljelle.
can attack that and then retreat.
Valmiina.
You can stay ready, I guess. Maybe kill that crumble over there.
Odotetaan ohjeita. Ammukset lopussa.
And maybe I have to wait till... it's never actually going away. Damn.
Selvä. Ei kestetä enää.
That's more than just a little bit annoying.
Partio koossa.
This thing can also get... I just love these. Oh, look at this thing go. Look at this thing go. Gonna get some more Atsuvaki in there. We have tons of them, so we can just spam.
Pysy alhaalla.
We have more of these as well.
Vihollinen havaittu. Selvä. Ei saatana. Väinö kaatui. Oliko muuta? Kuoli viimein.
These things should lose against Yakari, I would think.
Kaikki ulos.
IT valmiina.
Oh, we got a flag there. Not permanent, but it's okay.
Lopussa. Selvä homma. Perääntykää.
Alright, alright, alright.
Pistimet kiinni. Vihollisia.
Oh, we also have these guys to throw into the mix.
Selvä.
Oh, fantastic, but maybe good enough.
Vien perille asti. Tarvitko kyytiä?
Pitäkää aseet valmiina. Turvattu koe, kuunnelkaa ohjeita. Jussi, pysy alhaalla. Tarkistakaa ammukset.
Come on, you have a better loadout. You should be able to win that,
Lääkintämies,
one would think.
tänne tarvitaan ammuksia. Selvä. Vihollisia. Lääkintämies. Tarvitaanko Iivanan kanssa apua? Pitäkää välit. Ei kestetä enää.
Yeah, I kinda misplayed my
Selvä homma.
armor
Ei saatana.
bit.
Väinö kaatui.
But other than that, I do feel like didn't do too bad.
Meni suoraan läpi. Tarkistakaa ammukset.
I might lose that mosquito as well.
Sano vaan mitä tehdään. Jussi, pysy
Just gonna do
alhaalla. Kessu.
wave spam now.
Asia selvä.
Ampukaa heti. Kohta alkaa ilotulitukset. Ei saatana. Väinö kaatui.
Now I can slowly start pushing back.
Tarkistakaa ammukset. Aseet valmiina.
Nyt osui pahasti.
And we're gonna get one of these in there as well, just to be sure that we're gonna be able to grab this. We're gonna get some of these up here. We have still some of these left that we can spam out.
Miehet valmiina.
And we might be able to make our way in over there.
Jäi. Kuulolla.
And then, yeah, we just spawn whatever is there. If something happens to be there. We can also bring some more of those. And he surrenders. GG's to him. That was both faster and better than I expected. I think he's probably running out of stuff. Yeah, okay, I traded him heavily. So looks like Ryhmä Raappana can counter 6-1. Now, that being said, you should ideally not build this division with mosquitoes. Why use mosquitoes? You have a Tempest and Typhoon, so there's really no reason to ever bring the mosquitoes. The Tempest and Typhoons are just straight up better. You also don't need fighters because you just use your fighter bombers for that purpose. I mean, he could kill my early recon plane, that's okay, but like other than that, for example, that Typhoon, that mosquito fighter didn't really help him all that much. Also, I think his push was kind of he didn't really take advantage of what he could do, right? He had a big push in the middle. Yeah, you can try to push super deep, but you kind of need to support it. And the other problem is just throwing air landings in the meat grinder is just really not that good if you could push everywhere. You have the advantage on that side that you can grab 3 easy flags, and I think he can just throw things in the meat grinder instead of trying to push everywhere a little bit, and which allowed me to counter push, which I should have not been able to do in A phase. So that's my assessment, of course. Now, the other problem, of course, for him is that 6th Airborne can be air spammed, and I did just that. But yeah, so I think with that, so that's kind of my assessment of the game. We can quickly look at the chronology. Like I know that some of you guys who are still watching at that point like to see it. For those of you who are not interested, you can skip ahead to my final thoughts on the division and hear about what I have to say there. But yeah, so yeah, this is where I kind of stopped his push. His mosquito killed my thing there, but that's okay. Did some strafing too afterwards, so it's not that it didn't do that. Vecatines are just fantastic. This thing is so great. It's a good AA piece, and it absolutely shreds light armor too. Those things. I mean, I think it even killed a Cromwell at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe, no, I think I just got excited because a Cromwell died to one of my 70-point AT planes. But this thing slaps. Like this thing would absolutely be able to kill a medium tank. I would 100% not be surprised. So yeah, good start. Then he kind of took over. So we're kind of just taking turns a little bit. It was not looking too bad for him for a while, but I slowly traded well there. Did hang on and eventually got. And also, I mean, some of the things that I killed were cheap. Were more expensive than some of the things that he killed on my side. Our Kampuy at the start did their jobs, as did some Latis, some more Latis. Yeah, these things are fantastic. I think he kind of just pushed blindly into my Latis at multiple points. I didn't even realize it everywhere. Oh yeah, the one on south he actually tried to grab, but that's a problem if you just rush everywhere with no sustain, right? You have flamethrowers everywhere, but even if they get in and then get defeated, then you have nothing to follow that up. Or if you don't get in, then you have nothing. Yeah, I mean, you can stop it with an AT rifle, just like that. Vegetin shredding the Tetracan Mosquito. Love that. These things did well as well. The T-26 did some work. The CC, I mean, CC are so disgustingly useful. Love these guys. This did actually do some work as well. Surprise. Look at that go. Killed 3 of these howitzers. I mean, put an arty leader next to it, have it double vet, it can do some work. I probably also got lucky, do have to admit that. Blenheim was just annoying. You did do some kills, but nothing spectacular. Rotsavak, I don't know where that one was. Look at that go. On the other side, Oxen Bucks being Oxen Bucks, of course. This thing pretty strong as well. The AB Paras also, of course, very useful. Pathfinders, pretty decent. These were super annoying for me. He brought the pack 40, interesting. I didn't really realize that at all, but he killed quite a few things. So, and yeah, then the Cromwell. I kind of forgot that he can have Cromwells in B phase and didn't really prepare for that, and then I was absolutely defenseless against those. But luckily, my 70-point AT plane took care of that. Yeah, maybe Canadian Paras. These are actually pretty good, and we can definitely see that there. But yeah. Final thoughts coming in just a second. See you then. And here we are back with the deck. And yeah, now it's time to talk about my thoughts on that division and the deck specifically and what I would change. So I still think it's a very fun division to play. It is, of course, as we've seen, very spammy, and it is still very limited, as in you can only play it on a handful of maps. It's very map and matchup dependent. And it just is not in a great spot. I feel like even though it also got some buffs, I feel like everything else that got buffed more. So even though it got buffed, in comparison, it kind of fell behind even more. And it has great tools to deal with armor, which helps, or with light armor at least, especially since this is really the thing in the current meta. But it also doesn't have a lot of armor itself, and it just lacks pushing power. Biggest weakness, of course, or one of the biggest weaknesses, is still speed, because it can't even get in at the start, so you're at the back foot right from the start, usually. I think I got lucky that my opponent didn't rush me in those key positions where he could have a massive advantage. But usually with this division, you have that problem. And then you're already on the back foot and you don't really have good tools to push back. You kind of rely on your planes and your artillery to do that, but those are not cheap and it takes some time to build that advantage up. And that's a big issue with this division. Now, would I play it balanced? It depends, I would say. I would argue that it is, generally speaking, maybe more of a Maverick division. The reason for it is not because of the tabs. The tabs, tank tab is too small anyway, so it's not suited for any income basically, except for maybe Vanguard. But you don't want to play that with this division. It's just too slow. But you you will lose ground in A phase anyway. Now, if you then balance and run into Maverick, for example, you have a big problem because your opponent has already the upper hand in terms of flags, and then he can push it even further, and that really sucks. And then by C phase, it just might not have. It might just take too long for you to actually recover and turn things around. Now, if you go Maverick, you might be able to spam your way in B phase and then just turtle in and kind of hold with your superior CQC spam, and you have enough AT tools, and the A tools you have some good artillery and planes to support that hold. So I think that can definitely work. And for the Q, though, balance is probably a good way to go because there's not that many Maverick divisions anyway, and it's very often a huge arty spam, and Ryhmä Raappana can do the arty spam. That's not something to worry about. So those are my 2 cents on that topic. I will keep it balanced though, because I like it, even though it's probably not the most optimal way to build it. Now, what would I change? Some things that I did here were matchup specific. Some things I also did because I didn't look closely enough. I kind of took a moment to go over everything and look at the division again before recording this. So I noticed some mistakes that I made, and we're going to get into that right now. So the first thing that I'm going to do, it's not the biggest mistake, but if you're going to build it for the queue, I think this is maybe even too much artillery for a tournament game, but for the queue, you definitely need a lot. So we're going to put this to single web. We're going to take it with the ammo, something that I usually don't like to do in tournaments. I would take this in B phase, single vet, it will do the trick. I could also take this, to be honest, because these are not super accurate, so I wouldn't fault you for doing that. And then we need 2 more points. I'm gonna go back to the artillery leader later on, but I would want to have 2 of those in A phase. Why? Because if we're really desperate and we really need the heat with the 106-minute penetration, or really need 2 KHE, we do have that option. It's a desperation. It's really there for desperate times, but having the option, I think, is good. Now, another big mistake that we made here is taking this, because we're realistically speaking not going to kill anything with those anyway, so we don't even, and this thing either. So why even bother? We don't care about it. We're not going to win any fights with our fighters anyway. We're not going to catch anything. So instead, in the queue, you really need the P2s for some more AT options, because you need to spam those. I would still keep these guys. I was really lucky that my opponent didn't buy enough AA. Usually you cannot count on this happening, so I would not expect this to perform this well, but it is cheap for an AT plane, and if you get lucky, you can actually get the damage done. You might at least be able to kill a cheap light armored unit sometimes, maybe not a full-on tank like I did here. But it is useful, and it is relatively cheap, can force your opponents to react, and it's actually decently fast for a crappy biplane. So I would keep this. I think it's a unit that's worth keeping. Going up from here, AA tab, I would leave it as it is. You can definitely single vet the Vekatin if you want to have more of them, but I think they're just absolutely fantastic. For a balanced unbalanced grab, maybe you want to have more of them, but I think you have the Bofors to help out as well, and that should do the trick. I wouldn't take the 20 mils, the single 20 mils. There's just no reason taking this. The maximum one, it's trash anyway. AT tab, you 100% need this. You need more actual AT. This thing is cool, of course, but I took it here because I expected all the light armor. You will run into more tanks, and you need this desperately. Yeah, I think the discussion about Tanki Dorunta versus Pansari Kauhu is still valid. You can take out of those person. I prefer the chunky unit. Having more Latis would be great in B phase as well, but I just don't see, like, there's no room. You really need 2 cards of those guys, 2 cards of Panther of some sort, and you need all the AT guns. I think it would be really great to have them in there as well to deal with half tracks and whatnot, but I just don't find room for it. Now in the support tab, I think having this is more useful. I'll just take a no red. You need all the range tools that you can get, because that gives you a little bit of option to contest some range that sometimes you might want to win some ranged fights, and I think you want to have it. I love having these around, but and especially this is the good one, right? So I think we should fit it in somehow, but this is how we'll do it for now. And then tank tab, we're not going to change anything here. Recon infantry tab, so there are definitely some options here. One of the first things that I want to talk about is Ratsuvaki versus Rangustus versus Kivari. So I think in the start I said that the Kivari and the Ratsuvaki are relatively similar, but the Ratsuvaki has slightly worse rifle, but more men and more rifles, which kind of equals things out. And it has, yeah. So I think this is why I took these for the chunkier unit. Now, the Kivari though do have better availability with 12 unvetted versus 9 unvetted. So there's definitely an argument to be made that you could take the Kivari. Now, the Geistus and the Kivari have the same availability, they have the same loadout. The only difference is the price and the disheartened trade, and I actually think that paying 5 points more and not having a disheartened might be worth it here. I could definitely see myself discussing whether we want to ditch the Ratsuvaki now, because do we really need them in A phase? I'm not so sure. I would keep them in B and C phase, having a chunky unit. One thing that I haven't noticed, it has shock, which is a massive advantage because this thing can actually really perform as a hybrid unit, especially also because of this can be shooting in the in CQC range, whereas the DP of course cannot. So I think this is a big plus for the Ratsuvaki, but the price and the availability definitely matters in this division. So I think one card of Kivari here is definitely the way to go. Do we need it? I'm not sure. Do we need both card of Light Dorunta? You can definitely go either way here. Personally, I would like to keep them. And then here, the one, I would definitely keep things as they are. I think having the rush potential of the Tarkhan Puya is great. CC in A and B phase are great. CC Kev, I think, are actually pretty decent at CQC, with the commander trait to help out and the double vet. So these I would probably keep, and I think then we can ditch one Light Orionta and get the 50mm mortar in. That will help. Now we might be a little bit low on CQC here since this is what we focus on anyway, and then we'll kind of use these. I think we can ditch the Ratsuvaki and maybe take these guys. These are not fantastic. I would definitely take any of the Pioneer units. They just got a little bit more men than at the Light Oriunta, but no extra Lati. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna stay with these. I think having the Lati is great to deal with armor and spamming TNT units around. And that is the way to go. As I said, you could replace it with these guys. They're not great, but 20 points for a double flamer is okay, in my opinion. You can definitely do a little bit of work with that. Might even be able to win out against a Sturmpire. I would love to test that out because, I mean, you have 3 Swarmies and 2 Flamers, but probably it will lose. But I don't know. Would be curious to try it. But yeah, I think this is how I build it overall. I'm not super happy with this. I would love to have an RT leader in here now, so this is something I would probably change. Also, having an extra leader in here would also be great. You might also be able to take one of these out and bring in a leader here or here, because you have the CC Kev to help out with CQC anyway. I might actually be able to do that. And then having the artillery, I'm not really using the artillery very much, so I think I'm just going to spam more leaders because the infantry might need it. And I think this is the way to go. This is how I would build Ryhmä Raappana balanced for the quick play. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great day and see you next time.